going to go to Ted Anderson here on the gold front, joining us via video Skype. He's out in California right now with gold up today. I want to get his take on that. But please don't forget, we've just relaunched the InfoWars Insider underground newsletter that has exclusive. I'm going to shoot after the show today a breaking news video, whatever I think is most important, that will then be just in the newsletter, not even on YouTube. The latest breaking news, inside info, promo codes for products at InfoWarsStore.com, and so much more. You go to InfoWars.com/newsletter. It's in the Alex Jones Show tab, and you go there, and you can see the exclusive videos and more, and just you can see yesterday's exclusive video. You just put in your email address, and we will send you the information. So just sign up at InfoWars.com/newsletter. We'll also tweet that out on Real Alex Jones right now. And lastly, I forgot to do this in the last hour. Let me get over here and do this. I'm always forgetting this till deep into the show, so I kind of do it in a haphazard way. 3 times a day, I take my drop of Survival Shield Nascent Iodine Deep Earth Crystal Source. I take my squirt of colloidal silver that I personally have been taking to try to boost my body's own defenses. I take the Fluoride Shield that is a known chelator and detoxifier, not just for fluoride, but a bunch of other toxins and heavy metals on record. And then Super Male Vitality, because let me tell you, it is good to feel like a man. We have Super Female Vitality as well. And if you'll just take my challenge and try the Super Male Vitality, Super Female Vitality, try the DNA Force, try the Survival Shield X2, you will start detoxing in about 2 weeks and feel it, but after about 3 weeks, with most people, it passes. Some people don't have the detox, headaches and things that it comes with it. The Oxy powder to flush out your guts. All of it available at InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And I like to mix it with water into a concoction. In fact, here is my secret product that I've had for about 4 or 5 months that won't come out because it's so hard to produce this. It's a new laboratory creation. Let me mix that secret sauce in there. I forgot to take that and mix that up. This is a very famous vitamin that's well known that people inject because you get 90+% absorption, and no one's come out with a pill form that absorbs anywhere near injections. Well, let me just give you a little news flash. There's a reason we've been working on this a few years, and I still don't have it out yet because it takes some pretty serious laboratories to produce it. But let's just say this, I like it. So that'll be available in InfoWars Life soon, and we'll be able to tell you all about the secret. It's got secret in the name. I'll just leave it at that. So InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And all the products are right there on the site, and your purchase supports the transmission. But if you'll just get some of the products and try them, we don't screen the calls. You've heard the rave reviews. Quite frankly, we can't believe all we get is positive reviews. There's always people that complain or make stuff up. It's just nothing but positive, nothing but positive. And it's really simple stuff. Why wouldn't somebody get a Deep Earth Crystal Source of iodine? Major drug manufacturers use it in some of their products. Some of the hair care top lines get it. No one put it out as a supplement. We have the Deep Earth Crystal Source. No one else has it as a nutraceutical. And it's so affordable. It's X2 from InfoWarsLife.com. And I just put it in water 3 times a day, and it's life-changing what it's done for me. Try it. Try it. If you'll just try it, you'll be blown away. With all the crazy stuff going on, it's time to bolster our immune systems. All right, Ted Anderson joining us on short notice from California, the owner of the GCN Radio Network. He also is one of the biggest private gold dealers with a AAA rating from the Better Business Bureau, something you can't say of most other gold dealers out there. This is where I've been buying my gold for 20 years, about 19 years. He's been a sponsor for 19. I've worked in this time slot for 18 years. I never wanted to go up against Rush Limbaugh. Ted said, no, we're going to do it. He's got a monopoly in cities and a lot of stations, want to have a show to go up against it. You're on here, not at night, if you want to work at this network. So here I am, and funny enough, I'm now beating Rush Limbaugh in ratings wherever I'm put up against him, even on smaller stations. But that's a side issue. Ted Anderson's talked about the naked shorting, the trying to knock gold down, the manipulation. Other commodities like oil are imploding, but gold is shooting up as elites hoard it. And that's all over mainstream news today. They may knock it down again, but I didn't sell gold I bought at $300 an ounce from Ted, or 600 or 800 or 900 or 1,000, or I quit buying at about 1,500. I've just been holding it for all these years, literally in a safety deposit box, as an emergency backup during total implosion. What am I doing now? Buying more gold and silver. I got a bunch of silver too. Now is the time, and I didn't mean to even get him on to pitch gold with Midas. But folks, if you wait until the fall where it historically goes up, if you wait until there is a big rush, it's already up, what, 20-something bucks today? Can we pull that up for me, CNBC? Now is the time, I believe, to get into gold and silver, or at least get some of the books or financial prospectus documents that Midas Resources has. Ted, what do you make of gold? How much is gold up today total, Ted?
Well, presently right now, gold is at just a minute, 1241. And gold has been on the rise for the last 4 weeks. So yeah, we came up off at about 1,180. So right now at this particular time, gold is looking really good. And of course, there are 3 indexes that fell right now. One was the retail sales, fell 0.3%, and the next thing was the producer price index, which fell 0.1%, and then there's the Empire State Index, which fell 21 points. It's sort of like what Max Kaiser was saying. People are watching the economy melt apart now. And it's not only just happening here in the United States, but it's also happening in Europe. We've had a tremendous currency war that's been going on for since the year 2008, 2009. The United States has been trying to keep the value of the currency down, like you said, because we're printing money to keep the interest rates down, which helps us with exports and helps us boost our economy. It's not working. Like the banks are holding on to the money, and the economy never picked up again. And so, yeah, we did see the Dow Jones Industrial Average just shoot up like crazy. But now gold and silver starting to show that there are problems in that particular market. Dow's starting to back off again. And you're right about that, Alex. Now is the time to be getting in, because the fundamentals are all there saying buy gold, buy gold. But at the same time, the stock market and the bond market has been pushed by the central banks to push,
Sure, and to be clear, gold's been going up the last few days. Now it's flat. They're obviously trying to drive it down. My point is that people would just be crazy to not be getting into gold and silver right now. I mean, obviously, the paper market is a complete joke, and bubbles cannot just go on forever, Ted.
No, that's the whole thing. I mean, the bond market is in one big bubble. They're pushing the real estate market back into a huge bubble again. And now we're watching the Dow Jones Industrial Average fluctuate like it is, and we're seeing 300-point drop, in a day, and that gets people nervous. And the point is that the indexes right now are pointing at the fact that the United States economy is not growing and is not building up, and there's been way too much money being pushed out into the marketplace by the Federal Reserve and other central banks. The United States has a ferocious appetite for economic stimulus and spending, and our politicians are still spending way more than they have. They always turn to the printing press, and yet we're able to see the gold market dropped from about $19 an ounce down to $1,180 an ounce. And finally, now we're starting to see that stable point, and it's building back up again. So at this point in time, Alex, it is a good time to be getting into both gold and silver, because of the fact that the behavior, if the behavior was different, if we had good economic times and conservative economic policy, we'd be sitting here saying, gold and silver may be stagnant for a while, but it hasn't been. It's been that. It's been the exact opposite of that. We have had ferocious spending and a tremendous amount of printing of currency. The Fed is, QE1, QE2, QE3.
Well, for the type of inflation we've seen, a lot of mainline economists we've had on who aren't even gold or silver bugs have said silver should be $100, gold should be $3,500 an ounce. So they just cannot continue this forever. And Ted, we haven't done this in like a year, but I know that you're able to buy when it's low, and so even when it goes up some or stabilizes, you can pass on those savings. What are some of the best specials you've got right now at Midas Resources that people call on silver dollars, silver half dollars? What are some of the best deals you've got on gold coins that you can sell at bullion prices that I know have collectible value as well? That's my favorite buy, is something that has collectible value, historic value, that's recognized, but also I can get near bullion prices.
Well, that would be, I mean, the Walking Liberty half is a great coin in the silver arena because of the fact that you have something that is in finite supply. They're right now trading at $11.77. On the collector side of it, the Franc coin is a coin that was issued in Europe and is at 273.22, and it is a coin that is dates back into the 1800s. And then you have the British sovereign too at 342.11. But there's a whole lot of different coins that you can be getting involved with. Certainly, the U.S. Eagle is very popular, which is very, that's a coin that's going to be very close to.
I like buffaloes. You got any buffaloes?
Yeah, the buffaloes are available still. That is a coin that's a little higher than the Silver Eagle, but also very close to melt, something that you can get into, and no problem with liquidation.
And you're still offering that deal on some of my films and other films where you then get 2 silver $50 free just to get folks introduced to it. A lot of great stuff there available right now at MidasResources.com or 800-686-2237, 800-686-2237. And again, gold was up yesterday and today. Now they've driven it back down to be flat. So I was quoting old numbers there. Just to me, my gut tells me, and it's rarely wrong. I mean, what does your gut tell you, Ted? Because we want to give out accurate info. We're not just saying, buy gold, my gut tells me. I mean, I just feel really good about the gold and silver I hold. Because even if I bought it at $500, even if they drove it down to $1,300 or $1,200, and it's starting to go back up, it doesn't matter. It's real. It's used industrially. Just like stocks and rare earth minerals, I think long-term are good. I wouldn't invest in prison stocks, but I've always said if you're immoral, buy more. Those have only gone up. Same thing with Apple or Google or whatever. I mean, this stuff's really a no-brainer if you're a long-term holder of things that are central. But, I mean, does your gut, what are you thinking personally? I think we're going to see a bear market in stocks and a bull market in metals this winter.
Well, that's what I'm looking for, Alex, because I was very clear that, it's hard to predict what's going to happen in the future. But when we had that $1,900 gold and $50 silver, and you're watching the central banks get in there and manipulate, it was pretty clear.
Which they later admitted in even mainstream news, it was rigged. They did drive it down. It is rigged.
Yeah, they of course, that's their focus. That's what the central banks are designed to do, is to manipulate markets. That's their very charter. But right now, at this particular time, they're starting to lose control. They've been able to create this bubble. This bubble's going to pop. That will create a very good market for gold and silver. That's when we start to see that rise. I hope that we don't get pushed into a huge bubble in gold and silver just because too many people get hurt. But right now, at this particular time, we're at the bottom end of the market, and it's a good time to start quietly getting into that market and accumulating. And like you said, Alex, if you're buying for the long term and you're taking physical delivery of the silver and gold that you have, it really doesn't matter if it's fluctuating up or down.
Well, see, this is when I buy, is when it hits a bottom and starts going back up, and I see other indicators that mean it's going to go up. That's when I buy, is when nobody else is except the elite. I mean, it's in the news. You can type in ultra-rich hoarding gold, institutions hoarding gold. Well, I'm going to do what the smart insiders do. And it doesn't mean it's silver bullet or perfect, but, I mean, it's just what my gut tells me to do. I'm going to be giving you a call, or your brokers today, Ted, myself, probably get a little bit of silver, a little bit of gold. I just buy a little here, a little there over the years. It builds into something really just for my children. 800-686-2237. I just got a wild hair today. He said, hey, where's Ted? Oh, he's in California. Got you on because I may be wrong because they can manipulate things, but I think now, after a year not promoting this, I think now's the time to get in, folks. 800-686-2237, 800-686-2237. Ted Anderson, thank you so much for spending time with us. And you're always welcome to come to Austin and your globetrotting and be in studio with us. All right, thank you so much. There goes Ted Anderson. I'm out of time for today's show. I skipped a couple of breaks because I get so hyper. Fabulous job to the crew. We've got some really big guests coming up. I like Max Keiser. He listens to the show religiously. He really is a smart guy, but he also knows I have a very conservative audience. He likes to be naughty. I apologize for that. He's a big kid. And AP produces his show. He's going to be in town for a month soon, so I think he's going to be doing it out of our studios. I got to be honest. I don't know if I can handle Keiser around here for a month, folks. He's just, I like him, but it's like a Loki or something. I don't know if we can have Loki in the building for a full month. May have to hang some garlic up around the doorways. And I'm just joking. He's a great guy. I'm just messing with him because he always teases me. But I may tape a special report on Gary Webb and Kill the Messenger. I was so shook up by the film last night because just the lost opportunity of helping him and the lost opportunity of getting to know him better. When he was just, because I'm not like bragging, hey, there's a big movie about this guy. I interviewed him probably 15 times or more. He wanted me to build him a website. He wanted to work with me because everybody else had turned their back on him. It's just bizarre. And now I'm watching this movie, remembering it all. I just take so much for granted. I hope folks don't take this show for granted or take the Drudge Report for granted or anybody else telling the truth, because the system is coming after us. The White House attacked us twice this week through Media Matters.
Introducing the first proprietary oxygen-based intestinal cleanser, OxyPowder. Backed by real FDA-approved phase 1, 2, and 3 clinical trials. People are suffering from all kinds of digestive issues these days. All the toxins from the air, the food, the water, ultimately ends up in the gut or affects the gut. My main focus was to come up with a remedy for this, something that's safe and effective that anyone can take on a regular basis to keep their intestinal lining clean. My recommendation is to clean your intestines at least 2 to 3 times a week to prevent the toxic buildup from going into your bloodstream. Take your health into your own hands and start cleansing your body today with OxyPowder. Secure your OxyPowder today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.